Okay, so I'm here. Dinner is over, and I'm ready to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and wait for a little while to see if others show up. I move my screen up a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to hang out here for a little while with you. Brandon, Eric, Coin Hunter, Malcolm, Carl. Hope everybody's here. Hey, Mac. Yeah, it's one of those things that in this lifelong war we wage called marriage, you do not tell your wife, who cooks all of 3 or 4 times a year, that you're busy and can't eat the dinner she cooked. It's an instant losing battle. So I graciously accepted dinner and went and ate. Yeah, I didn't do the roll dig yesterday. I'm sorry. I ended up tired and listless and decided to pass for the evening and go on to bed. I will do roll digs later on. It won't be tonight, though. I've been trying to get into these roll reveals since 10 o'clock this morning. And first one thing, then another comes up. Yes, Randy didn't miss anything. An abscess in your jaw, size of a golf ball. Oh, wow. And the pains in your hips from the shot. I would think it'd be in your jaw. But did they deaden your jaw? Well, what we have here is a 1956D. It is a Fed Reserve roll from Chicago. I think you can probably read it if you're looking here. Let me get the paper out of the tube. Let's see. Oh, I know you can read it now. Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, Chicago, Illinois. A pretty decent looking coin on that end. Nice looking red coins on both ends. 1956D roll. 1956D is one of those ones that, man, there's a ton of good stuff to look for. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Ton of good stuff in 1956D. Got a whole bunch of RPMs. We have an OMM. We have a refuted OMM. Sorry. A bunch of doubled eyelids. Even a misplaced mint mark. That's right. We've got a 56D and D south. Wait a few more minutes and let any of the folks who wanted to be a part of this make it. I had announced 7 o'clock. That's because I thought dinner would take a full hour. It didn't. It was good. I will let you know, though, that we've had some pretty hefty claps of thunder here lately, so we do have stormy weather in the area. There is some likelihood I could lose internet while we're doing this. If we do, I will work on creating a new stream and come right back in. So if you guys do happen to get jousted from this, you can go back to the channel and take a look for another show of the same title. We'll come back in and get it done. If I can't get it done because I lose internet or lose power, then I will take care of finishing the roll manually. I just saw a bolt of lightning. So it's going to make things a little... I don't know if you heard that or not, but that kind of shook the outdoors. I could actually see that bolt of lightning. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. And we will just search the thunderstorm away. Yeah, nice to be doing this during stormy weather, but here in the last few days, we've not gotten a break. It's been storms after storms after storms. It's actually been good because it's cooling the day off. 2 days ago, we had a high temperature of 100 degrees here. And since then, it's been a little bit cooler. It wouldn't surprise me to hear it a whole bunch of other times, Brandon. And, yep, just like clockwork. Thunder happens, dog runs upstairs and gets underneath my feet. There he is. And come on, it's okay. It's okay. He does not like thunder. And here we go. Wrapper over the coins. And we have a nice original 1956D roll here. And I'll get the coins out of the way here real quick. And then coin number 1. Coin number 1 is going to go to Malcolm. And this is coin number 1. And just a little bit of a striping issue with this one because it was sitting on the end of the roll. I'm not going to call this one an RPM unless there's another one in there that I can see that has a better view of a split of some sort. Let me get my lighting down. I don't see anything on this. I thought I might, but no, there's nothing there. Let's see. No doubled eyelid. Nothing in Liberty. I watch for doubling in Liberty, especially underneath the B. 58D happens to have those. I'm also watching to be the first person to discover a 57-like doubled die on Liberty in the 56s. Never seen one. Doesn't mean I won't. Just means I haven't. Doubled eyelids are relatively prolific for the 1956Ds. One thing that is not prolific is double die reverses. Double die reverses are not even known on 1956D at all. So we'll check the reverse side of the first 10 coins just to see, just in case. And then we'll stop that process. So coin number 2 now, Deanne. Hopefully we'll find one of our good mint mark varieties in here. Second coin in the roll is not going to do us any better. It might see a doubled eyelid or two in this roll as well. Doubled eyelids are not uncommon. 1956D. Boy, the sky is just angry out there. Oops, a couple of spots on that one. That one had to have been Larry's fingerprints at the Fed Reserve Bank there. And here's number 3 for Wanda. Wanda. What do we have with number 3? Well, it is not a die variety. Not a RPM anyway. Let's see. Nothing on the eyelid. Nothing in Liberty. Alright, we're starting off on a kind of a bad stretch here. 3 coins in a row with absolutely nothing. Gosh, look at those die scratches. Man, those things are amazing. It's kind of like when you're looking for straw and you end up with saplings. That's kind of what we got here. We're looking for straw and end up with saplings. Really, really, really thick. Larry got around, tell you what. Larry definitely got around. I think he was one of those traveling people who come to you so he could mess up your coins for you as they're going in the rolls. This looks like it could be a RPM. Could be an RPM to the south. Got a nice little die chip inside the 9. That's going to help us determine if we're seeing other examples of this particular die, but it looks like you may have doubling on the upper and the lower serif to the south. So we'll take a better look at that. We get other examples of this die. We'll be sure we'll stop and take a look at them real quick. But let's see, what do we have here? We've got that marker. We've got very late die state. There we go. We've got a big die scratch up above the 6. Basically from the middle of the 9 all the way out to the rim or near the rim. You can see it starts right here and it goes all the way up through here. And then we've got the little spot of a die break there, but I can see what looks like possibly an extra serif here and an extra serif here. That's what I'm seeing. So we'll have to give a better look at that when we get it under the scope with 2 eyes and get a really good look at it. Go around the reverse real quick and take a look for anything that needs to be discussed on the reverse, and I don't see anything here. There's Eric. North Carolina passed some tough reptile laws. Yeah, I'm not the one to ask. I don't know. So that's coin number 4. Now coin number 5. Coin number 4 was for Jim Fletcher. Coin number 5 now for Wanda. Let's see what we ended up getting for Wanda. And it's a different little die chip inside the upper part of the 9. Looks like we've got a chip starting... No, never mind. I thought we had a chip starting in the 5, but that's not the case. Yeah, don't have anything else on this one. Bunch of little old die scratches below the 1 of the date. A little bit of machine doubling above the LIBE of Liberty. Machine doubling, very, very flat. Flattened down to the field. You can see that the amount that the letters stand off of the field is a lot more than the amount the doubling stands off the field by the thickness of the shadow created on the side of the letter. And so that doubling is very flattened down to the field. There's no notching. There's no evidence that there were 2 different pressings of a letter into the die. I appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you very much. There is a case of master die doubling that you can see sometimes on 1956, and it's kind of a slightly broken top of the E of we, kind of like the 1960, but with the 56 it didn't catch all of them. Another thing is that you have a working hub break. It's a chip on a working hub that happened sometime during 1956 because the Philadelphia and Denver Mint coins both can exhibit a little notch out of the bottom of the 6. There's another one of those. This gives me a little bit of hope and strength that we may have something going on here. Let's see if the same die scratch is not there. So it may not be anything. But like I was saying, it's right down here on the bottom of the 6. Looks like the Cookie Monster took a bite out of it. That's on one of the working hubs. And it's a working hub chip. And of course, when you've got the working hub and a piece breaks off the working hub, the die is going to respond by filling that area in. And when the die fills that area in, you got an area filled in the die, then it's going to be missing as a little cavity on the coins, because the coins look just like the working hub. Here's one for Jim Fletcher. If they pass laws against roll hunting, I'll just claim I'm from a different state and didn't know. Okay, we're back to that particular die chip inside the 9. We didn't have anything on that one. Keep looking around to see what we've got. Nothing here specifically. Let's take a look at the reverse on this one. Let me get us focused just a little bit better. There we go. Focus that coin in, Chuck. Yeah, if they try to outlaw ownership of pennies or something to that effect, I'm just going to have to move to my own private island offshore. All right, Yo-Man's next, coin number 8. Let's see what Yo-Man has. Let's see, as soon as I decide to edit my focus, I get a coin that's a little bit brighter and, well, you know the rest. The earth stands still for a moment. There we go. All right, we've got this really nice jagged looking die scratch on the lower part of the 9 that I've seen this a few times before, so we are not going to need to spend a lot of time on this coin because, well, we've seen this die before and we've not found much of anything yet in this particular roll. Although I am seeing what kind of sort of looks like it could be that sort of doubling on the lower part of the D that is now telling me that it could be something to have to do with the punch. This is the one that had the sticks for die scratches instead of scratches. Looks like a scratch from a lion rather than a kitty cat. All right, here's coin number 8. Now coin number 9. Bill Cresson. Mr. Cresson. Yep. This is not the same die again that we were looking at. So this one is a normal one. I know this one because of this big long die scratch coming out of the chin. This would be a normal one. I've seen this die before. This is one of those things that you try to do as you're looking through coins, especially from original rolls, as you start to watch for markers so that you can memorize the different dies that you have in the roll. Sometimes it works out really well because sometimes you only have, somewhere between 4 and 8 different dies. Sometimes you'll run into a roll that's got 10, 15, 20 different dies, and you're talking about one single source of material. It can happen. It does not often, but it can. Okay, this is also one of those ones with a long jagged die scratch inside the 9. So it's another normal coin. We're going to kind of skip to Milou through it. A penny pirate, that's right. That's not a bad name. Penny pirate. Although, yeah, as someone who sells stuff, I'm kind of disinclined to think that pirate is a good name for someone who sells things. I don't have to go to any island to gain weight. I do very well at it right here in Smithfield. Here's another one. Same die. Again. Okay. And this one's got some spotting on it. Not the good kind. It's not like cheetah spots. It's kind of bad spots. This is coin number 10, and it's another one of the ones with the straw on the back of it. And we have viewed the reverse side of probably most of the dies in this roll already, so we are going to discontinue watching the reverses unless we run into a new die. There's another one of them. Same die. You can tell because of that die scratch in the 9. All of them have about the same die scratch in the 9. I've also got that little die scratch from the forehead up to the R, from the top of the hair up to the R. We can check for that one next time we run into another one of these. A lot of die scratches over here out in left field. I love calling it that. just a bit outside. Number 13 for Deanne. Let's see what Deanne gets. Yeah, that's unusual, but still got that same scratch. Same scratch there, same scratch there. We're talking about the same die again. You're going to have a whole bunch of die scratches in left field, and there it is. Number 10 has an L on the vest. Really? Yeah, I have to take a look at that. Back to number 10 for Malcolm. We'll take a look at what we're calling an L on the vest. Let me get this focused because I've already got it in a holder. And on the vest, I don't see anything. Oh, you're talking about, is it this right there? Or this? That's a scratch on the coin. If that's what we're talking about. Because I look around, I don't see anything else. This was coin number 10. Not really sure that I see what you're talking about, but another one with an L on the vest. I don't know, we'll keep looking for it. But it's this same die that has that really long die scratch through the 9 of the date right there. And that's what I'm using to identify these. So that was number 10. We were on number 13. Now number 14 goes to Thomas. And what do we have for Mr. Thomas? But another one of the same die again. Nope, this is a different die. Different die. The die scratch is not there. This has different set of die scratches. And seeing a bunch of die scratches up and around the top of the 1 of the date. This dog. He's supposed to be my emotional support animal for PTSD. As it turns out, I support his emotions a lot more than he supports mine. He's afraid of his own shadow. You let him outside to go chase a squirrel, and he pauses before he starts running across the yard because he wants to give him a head start. Make sure they're going to get away. He definitely doesn't want to catch it. Hello, got boost. Good old Sherman. It's not another dog in the world just like him. That was for Mac. Didn't have anything on that one. Number 16 now. Jeff Dunn. See, this looks like one of those ones. This is one that has that die scratch running through the 9 and above the 5, and then you end up with this weird little thing that looks kind of like extra serifs on the D. It has a triple lower serif. I didn't notice that one on the last coin. It's probably nothing, but I'm going to hold it out for now and take a look at it anyway. Just because. Well, because I can. Right? Okay. So because of that die scratch, that tells me it's the same die. And the little thing on the upper serif looks a little stronger than some of the other coins. But I'm fearing that it's probably roughly the same thing, and they're related in some way or another. We'll figure it out. But so far, 2 coins from that die that I've found in this roll. There could be others that I did not find on my first pass, but I am looking for it. May actually see it. There is that other die. We're going to call this the 9 scratch. The 9 scratch die tends to be very common in this roll. Oh, and you might ask what I'm doing here like this. I'm changing the lighting. Instantly changing the lighting by waving my finger in front of the light, just to see how the light plays and the shadow plays to show me whether or not there's a doubled eyelid. Because often that works. You don't have to twirl the coin around to see. You can just move your finger in front of the light. Of course, that's only if you've got it sitting flat on a surface under a microscope. But you can do it that way. Even with the ones that are the electronic microscopes. This is another one of those. And it's looking a little more like something I would want to investigate. So I'm glad I'm holding these out. But you've got that die scratch above the 956 again. And then you've got what looks like doubling on the outside of the upper and lower serif. Dinner was good. I am not going to complain. Not only because it was good, but also because if I complained, I'd probably never see dinner cooked again. This one's for Farm Dog, and this one's kind of spotty. This one's very icky. Farm Dog, you're going to get a credit for this one. Let me write you down here. Put it on a list. The list here. Get my pen out. I am ill prepared. So this is number 306. There we go. Got it written down now. The Farm Dog. Hey, there we go. Farm Dog is going to get one from 306. I don't play around. Well, I do, but I don't mess around when it comes to people purchasing things. If you've purchased a coin from me and it's garbage, well, I'm going to give you credit for it. Just the way life works around here. I don't even understand what you're talking about with the L. What are we talking about? The L. Okay, does this one have the L? What are we talking about? An L. An L in the vest. This one has the L? I don't see it. I simply don't see it. 710 is oil upside down. How you doing, buddy? So you see an L on this. I don't. The thing I called a scratch. Well, see, I don't see that on here. Are you talking about... Are you talking about this thing? That doesn't look like an L at all. I don't see anything on here that looks like an L. Oh well. Whatever you're seeing, I don't. Could respond to it, but I don't know how because I don't see it. Alright. There's that one. For Marshall, it's coin number 20. Now, coin number 21. Coin number 21 will be for Eric. And there's another one. So this one also has an L. Because if it's related to the die, all of these will have an L, and I don't see the L. I see hits that might have some shape of an L, but I don't see an L. That's another one of the same die again. I think you guys are messing with me. Yeah, I think you guys are just toying around with me. There we go. Coin number 22 now. Coin number 22. Did I have somebody's name backwards on this or something? Yeah, I did. I saw something up here that disturbed my chi, so now I'm going to have to check for it. Okay, they're all straight now. Stonecutter. Stonecutter gets coin number 22. Here is coin number 22. This is another one of those ones with the die break in the upper part. A die chip in the upper part of the 9 and a big die scratch out of the chin. So we've seen this die before. I think we're doing a goose egg roll here. It happens with 56D because even though 56D has a lot of die varieties, they also minted a lot of coins. And so your chances of finding one of the good rolls is a little bit lower. Now see, there is a very late die state coin for you right there. And it shows the same stuff on the D. So I'm going to have to say that we have not found an RPM in this roll at all. Interesting. Slightly misaligned die. Got a double rim up at the top, and the rim is razor thin at the bottom. So you have a slightly misaligned obverse die. May show on the reverse too, but not usually. It's normal on the reverse. Good. You were trying to help the person who saw it? That would be Dennis. Here's one for Lucy. Let's see what Lucy gets. Lucy is out of focus. Let's see here. We've also got an issue with the lighting. Let me turn the lighting down just a little bit here. No, not that part. I need to turn this part down. There we go. There. Now we can see everything relatively well. It's not too bright. But we are at a point where it's not really bright enough. Hang on while I get my lighting set right. Nope. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, now let me reset my gain. See if that helps us. Still doesn't get into the cracks and crevices real well. There's your die scratches out in the left field that I was trying to show you earlier. And this is the die that has the it has the die scratches all up and around and above the 1. I think we've seen all the different dies this roll has to provide us, but I have at times in the past been through rolls and didn't find the first example of a die variety until we hit beyond mid-roll. So we still have some hope here. This one's got some clash marks up above the 1. It's not the same die scratch at the chin. I have a die scratch in the eye area. I don't think that is a doubled eyelid, but there's some chance of it. Could be. I highly doubt it, though. It looks a little too thin. And we've got nothing else on the obverse of this coin. I move on to coin number 26 now. I do have one more reveal for this week, which is the 1953D that I'll be doing as soon as this is over. And then if you guys want to stick around later on, I will be doing the 2 replacement rolls that I have planned. That will be the 1954S and the 1984 roll. 84 turned out to be a rewrap because there were circulated coins in the roll. And the 1954S turned out to not be an original roll. It was a partial original roll with a bunch of other coins, some of which were cleaned. Here you go. Here's an early die state coin. This one has just a little bit of a serif split on the lower. We're going to hold this one out. This one does look like it turned out to be a die variety. Minor lower split serif RPM. If it's listed, we'll make sure to let you know what the die number is on this one. This one's for John Brandon Bow. Let's check the reverse on this real quick, because we have not seen this obverse die yet. So we'll check the reverse to see what we get, if anything, and it turns to be nothing. So John Brandon Bow gets what is definitely an RPM, and the first one for sure in the roll. Now coin number 28, Coin Hunter. Coin Hunter. See, I told you we can get past the midpoint before we find our first die variety. This one is one of the normal ones with the die scratches out in the left field right there. Try and convince my dog that the lightning is over. There's another one of them. Die scratches out in left field. And another one. Die scratches out in left field. And Jim Fletcher. Let's see if you break the unluck here. It's not bad luck, it's just unluck. We're just not getting anything. That's got the die scratches above the 1. So I'm familiar with this die already as well. Other big die scratches out in left field. But nothing on the mint mark. That's number 31. Move on to number 32. 32 is for Wanda. And Wanda gets... Oh, this one isn't anything. Now for number 33. John Brandon Bow. Nope. So you get the one with the die scratches out here in left field. $34. Carl? Alright. Let's see, what do we have here? What do we have here? This one's got the die clash marks above the 1. And this is the one that could possibly be a doubled eyelid, but I'm kind of doubting that. I don't know, it might be. parallels the eye. It does stand out in relief. It does have dye flow running through it. So we could end up determining this is a doubled eyelid. If it is, I think we have 3 or 4 of them in this roll. Hey, Jeff Dunn. Hope your weekend has turned out to be nice. Mine has worked relatively well. I really wanted to get more things packaged up to mail this weekend, but it looks like so far I've not had the opportunity, really. Okay, Eric. Next coin for Eric Beyer. And he gets... this is a slightly different looking die, but it's LDS coin, and it doesn't appear to have any doubling on it. Nothing on the mint mark either. So now 36. Thomas. Let's see what we have for him. Oh, this is the one with the die scratches above the 1. And a bunch of die scratches out in left field. So we are kind of batting a 0 here. I've got 1 coin that was outstanding from the rest. Minor split serif RPM, lower split serif RPM. Everything else in this roll so far has kind of been determined to be nothing really. The good thing about this roll, it's only about 5 or 6 different dies in this entire roll. Just keep repeating themselves over and over again. Then we've got that one outlier. This one's one of the others that has the scratch in the 9 and the scratches out in left field. This is our 9 scratch. You can make sure that you know that that's the one it is, because you can see the die scratch from the upper hair to the R of trust. That's one of the other markers for this particular die. Well, I wish we had started today on a better note. This is the one with the clashes above the 1. Clash marks above the 1 means it's our possible doubled eyelid. It may be a doubled eyelid, but I'm not really sure. There's a clash of the Sea of Scent right there. Oops, sorry about that. Steady, my light, steady. You can see it right here. Curving line here and curving line there. You're seeing a part of a sea of scent. Alright, that's for Adam Chambers. Now coin number 40. Looks like we may get the next roll started by around 7:30. Turn my lighting up just a little bit here. That's another one of those. I'm going to bother going through that. We know that the same die scratch over and over and over again represents the same die over and over and over again. So without being highly melodramatic about it, I just keep moving. This one is an interesting, very late die state. I'm not sure that I've seen this die. Not sure I have. Very late die state. I mean, the die looks like it's about to fall apart. Not good for die varieties. They tend to get a little mushy after you get past LDS. Once you get to VLDS, other than having an example to know what the die looked like at that point in its life, generally nobody really wants them in very late die state because they're so mushed out. Another one of those. That one's for Sureg. Now number 43. And 43 is Adam Chambers. Another one. Another 9 scratch. You should have the scratch to the R as well, right there. Same die, again, and again, and again. Yes. Whatever time it is to you, Coin Hunter, it'll probably start in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to say. There's another one of the lower serif RPMs that does appear. So I'm going to stick this one with the other coin that I've got that appeared that could be an RPM. This one's for John Brandon Bow. So it's going to go with, I think it was John Brandon Bow. Yeah, he got 2 of them. He's the only one who gets it in the entire roll, and he gets 2 of them. Here's for Eric. And this is one with the clash marks up above the 1. Oh, no, this is the other one. It's got the long die scratch in the chin. So this is the original one that I was pulling out, I think. But I was incorrect about that. Given that I was incorrect about that, I'm going to put the other 4 coins that I had already pulled out, the other 3 coins that I'd already pulled out. They're going to go back in the normal stack. Because those are not an RPM. It was my figment of my imagination. Another really spotty coin for Bill. It only looks really bad when you put it under a microscope. If you're not looking at it way up close, it doesn't look all that bad. That's number 46. Now number 47. Got 4 coins left. And I fear all of them are going to be normal coins, but we'll be looking anyway. This is one with the die scratches up above the 1. So we've already seen this die as well. And we know there is no die variety here. Jim Fletcher, greetings, sir. Greetings and salutations from the great state of North Carolina. And yes, I know Jim lives in North Carolina. Nothing on this one. Nice little die cracks on the head. Massive die crack on the head, and that's about it. This one's from Marshall. We got 2 coins left in the roll. Number 49 will go to Adam Chambers. Number 49 is this coin right here, and it's one of those. Larry got his fingers on this one. And numero 50, Mike Byers. Nope, Mike Birchman. I do that just about once a day. Get his name wrong. We've seen this die too. This one is also nothing. Has some toning on this coin. A little bit of toning out there. This was the end coin. So there we go. So done and down on that roll, and it's one that we would rather put in the book of ones we forgot. We ended up with a couple of examples of an RPM, both of which are going to John Brandon Bow. Coin numbered 27 and 44. Coins numbered 27 and 44 will go to John Brandon Bow. And that's what I have. I would invite all of you to go back out to the channel, take a look around, find the show for CRH number 307, and join me in about, I'd say 8 or 10 minutes. Give me enough time to get set up, and I'll be right back on. I appreciate it, folks. We'll be back just in a few. Wait a minute. On Double Die Whistle has all the unfilled die varieties and shows when the dates are complete and such. How is that determined, or where can I learn about it? Where they're complete. Basically what it means is that he has completed his listing, or what he knows of double dies or RPMs when he says it's complete. It doesn't mean that he's done and there are no more. We never know when that list is actually truly complete. But he says what he has photographed on the website, or what he has available for you to see, is complete as he knows it. That's what that means. Yes, see you at number 307. Be there in just a couple of minutes.